Life is all about the gray area undefined. Life is filled with parallels. You can have your cake and eat it too. You can choose to live your life out loud, or you can choose the in between or the middle of the road. Inside the gray area, that's where life happens. Welcome to Inside the Gray Area, sponsored by McGregor. We're here today with Dr. Eva Kahana. She is the professor and department head of the sociology department at Case Western Reserve University. And she also has an affinity for speaking about disability in the aging, or probably living your best life. And one of the other topics is meaningful pursuits in later life, finding prospective activities to look forward, which is what we're all about here at McGregor. Is living that best life that you possibly can, supporting our older adults, and maybe looking at a second career, your next act, the encore act, as they oftentimes refer to it. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Um, I was born in Budapest, Hungary, uh, during World War II. And so I'm actually a survivor of the Nazi Holocaust. I was born in 1941, and those were very hard times, certainly for Jewish people.
Absolutely.
And I, in addition to surviving the Holocaust, uh, I also was living under the communist regime, which followed the uh, World War II in Hungary. And so I came to America as an immigrant in uh, 1965 and settled in Boston
Mm,
and lived in Boston for a while and finished school there.
mhm.
And from there, I landed up going to the University of Chicago, which was quite a jump from where I was at.
That's an excellent school, yes.
Yeah.
At an excellent school.
And I also got married very young. I was 20 when I got married, and my late husband was a psychologist, Dr. Kahana,
Mm.
and we collaborated a lot in working on projects. Uh, being a scholar is a family trait at the Kahanas,
Okay.
and this shows in my books, which is with my son, Jeffrey Kahana,
Okay.
and all the different children and grandchildren have
So it's
enjoyed.
disability and aging. Yes. Learning from both to empower the lives of older adults.
Yes.
Yeah, which is very much why we're here, where this organization is here too.
So ever since then, I have enjoyed my work and uh, pretty much have been teaching and researching. And
So you were always drawn to that field, basically,
yes, I
education.
was,
Yeah.
and uh, it it has been a very rewarding career.
So what made you focus on this particular aspect
That's a
of
very good
research?
question.
Mhm.
Um, but first of all, older people are not able to function as well as young people because they often encounter disabilities.
Mhm.
And so it's hard to get old and not have had some type of disability. Uh, I, for one, had a hip replacement, which didn't go quite as well as I had hoped it would. And that's why I walk with a cane, or if it's a longer distance, even with a walker.
Mhm.
Uh, I'm not limited in what I can do, but it's painful. And I then realized that if you do have a disability, you have to compensate for it and you have to get help. And in order to get help, you have to ask for help. And that's kind of the history that older people are living with.
They don't often want to ask for help.
Yes,
Right.
yes. So, um, I, for example, did not want to bring my walker along, but my son is waiting for me downstairs. And he said, Mom, you don't know how far you're going to be going. If you think you're just going into another room, you don't need the walker. But it turns out that he was right. It was quite a long walk, and I was very happy and comfortable uh, having the walker along with me.
So you strike me as a very positive person. And I think we even see in our environment that those that, face their challenges, including aging, in a more positive way, have much better outcomes than those who go in kicking and screaming the whole way. I can
Right.
see in you, you're a very positive and outgoing person. Tell us a little bit about, how that has maybe impacted your research or maybe even the way you look at life.
Thank you. Um, well, I am very curious, and curiosity breeds kind of an enjoyment of just interacting with people and learning from them about what examples they have experienced. And so I'm very open to learning about other people, and I uh, have found that that characteristic really helps me. And I also think that to study the life course of how people go from childhood to adulthood to old age is a fascinating way because it encapsulates uh, pretty much the human experience. We start as babies and children and uh, become college students, hopefully. And uh, each phase of living offers different rewards and offers different challenges. And so I think there is a lot of material that one can look at that really empowers us to understand the world better. And so those are some of the reasons that I have stayed in this business. But also, I love students, and it's wonderful to have curious young people surround you. I
Yes.
think it's one of the best medicines against feeling old.
Which is one reason why we have interns here at McGregor.
Right.
So, yes,
Yes.
you can learn both ways.
Yes, it's
Yes.
true.
Yes.
And I wasn't sure, and it looks like you're empowering your interns because she signed all the letters. And I thought to myself, isn't there a senior person? And then I thought, no, it must mean that they treat their interns very well and paid attention
Yeah.
to the request that she had sent me. So that it's a multi-generational experience. And I think that in Europe, there seems to be in many countries I have visited, a number of countries, it's more of a custom to have the older people live with the younger family members. It's not as independent. Here, in like the best thing to say is independent people living. You know, we want to be independent, but in a way, we also want to be interactive with our families. And if you don't want to see your family members, that's usually not a very good sign. So,
Right.
so
And we can learn a lot from our elders.
yes, that is definitely true. And I did my dissertation on the effects of age segregation on older adults. And
And what did you find with that? What were your
well,
findings?
it seemed like age segregation was not good. I worked in a um, mental hospital that had separate wards for old people and separate wards for young people. And it seemed like the old people had much less activity that happened around their wards. So, let's say if you had young people, then family members came on the visit on the weekends, and they looked for ways that maybe they can bring the older adult home. And so there was interaction with the family. The ones that had only old people tended to not have that many visitors. And it seemed like the older adults didn't do that well. They sort of almost felt like it was expected that they stayed there till the remainder of their lives. So it was interesting to watch that and to look at, like I try to understand, why do they segregate the elderly? Why don't they mix them with the younger patients? But uh, I guess in a psychiatric unit, you could be potentially mixing them, but like in a home for the aged, everybody is elderly, although you may have two generations.
Oh, definitely. There's a big span of age, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
yeah,
mean, they could be anywhere from 65 to, like I said, 108, so,
yes.
there's a 40 age or year difference there, and certainly there's a lot of different experiences that they can all share with us.
Do you take them on hikes or getting out of the
Yes, we do take them on, special events or, outside excursions. We do go to museums. We do go to the baseball park. For those who are able-bodied, certainly they can we've got 45 acres here. They've got plenty of room to
right?
take their walks, and even the buildings are quite expansive, so if it's inclement weather, they can walk, the halls and kinda get their steps in there, if you will. But we also have outside organizations that come in
Uh-huh.
to help with activities or do performances, musical entertainment. It might be the younger girls and boys clubs, though, that come in and help with some of the activities. So they do have, that experience with, like, as you said, multi generations. Every year we do an event called Planting Partners, and some of the corporate institutions in Cleveland will come in and help each resident who wants to plant a container garden. But that's
Yeah.
also a nice way to horticulture is great therapy.
Yes.
So,
There are many hidden therapies in a way. Uh, we recently published an article that was selected the editor's choice in the Journal of Gerontology.
mm,
And so you kind of wonder, what is it that they really want to read about? And the article is about love,
oh,
not necessarily about um, love between a man and a woman, but or people who are interested in one another sexually,
mm.
but uh, really feeling loved in the context of a family. And it was just so interesting to me that a concept like love, which sounds like an old fashioned idea, that it got such positive reviews.
But it could mean things like affection or friendship.
Yes. Yes,
You know,
it could.
yeah,
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes. And we really looked at different. Just feeling loved
sure.
is an important thing, and it's a relationship between the caregivers and the care receivers. If you feel that the person is doing it just for the money, and they're not really interested in you as a person,
Sure.
then the whole environment is less appealing, and you feel much more insecure.
Right. Well, you can imagine how some of our caregivers get very attached to the residents who live here because they spend half their day with them, really, if
That's
you think about it. So, yeah, so there's a lot of, good exchanges that happen there and good experiences and stories that are shared and told.
yes.
Yeah.
It seems like a very wonderful facility.
So, what is some of the other research that has drawn you to, and what discoveries have you made from that?
Well, much of the research centers on health and uh, health maintenance and uh, managing in spite of disability. Some people might be physically disabled, but mentally they are very much with it. Others might be physically okay, but mentally not quite in order.
Sure.
And so the mixture of different kinds of concerns and problems that people have is fascinating to look at. Healthcare is another area that is a very, very big topic because there's a lot of complaint about uh, is healthcare provided in the best way we know how to provide it, or is it mostly a business or something that is not delivered according to the best way that it could be? And so I think maintaining health and caring for people with health issues is a huge area. Another aspect is like, do young people go into healthcare? To what extent is this an attractive profession? And there have been a lot of changes in who goes into healthcare. And now the best students are in AI and
Yes. Technology.
technology
Yes.
and not in the human aspects of providing
Right.
good care.
Right.
But I think that seeing a facility like this gives you hope that we are going in a positive direction and that older adults are enjoying their sunset years. So maybe it's not even sunset and it's sunlight.
Right.
And so I feel very privileged that I work in this area. There are a lot of students who are interested, many foreign students. So I hope that the foreign students get to stay in America because many of them are very enterprising and talented. And, and I also hope more than anything that love is always going to remain part of caregiving to older people.
For sure. So what are some of the curriculum that you teach?
I teach a course in mental illness. I teach a course in sociology of health. I uh, uh, teach a course in sociology of institutional care. So those are some of the courses that I teach.
And very diverse, but yet I'm sure they're all very fascinating.
Yes, yes, I have gotten a number of teaching awards, and most people initially wonder why am I still doing this at the age of 84. But I can't think of anything that I'd rather do than be with the students.
Sure.
And the good news is that I still have a lot of students. I have to turn them away. So
Do you?
yeah,
They all want to be in your classes.
they do.
Good. That's
They do.
excellent.
Yeah.
So would you call this an encore career or what how do you feel about this? 'Cause you do talk about,
I feel it as a continuation
Okay.
of what I have always been doing, and I didn't retire and then come back to this. I never retired. So,
Okay. There's still hope for us yet.
so I hope that all of the young ladies choose careers that they will want to stay in until late life.
Thank you for joining Inside the Gray Area. We're here to answer all your questions and share some interesting insights. I'm Leanne O'Brien. We look forward to seeing you next time, and be sure to follow us on social media and our YouTube channel.